but I don't know these other two gentlemen.
Oh, I'll introduce you in just a sec, honey. Okay, welcome to Bunto's gawdtawk. Is basically like playing bingo hangout. I'm your host, Bunto Skiffler, and we have a great panel tonight. We have Istis, we have Fabio, Hades, and of course Michael Ann. I'm your host, Bunto, and we're gonna, introductions all around. These are my friends, Michael. Let's jump right into the hottest subject of the week, Nadia mania. Michael, could you please give us an update of what Nadia has been doing? How did this start? She's in a luxury hotel on her way to Detroit?
Okay, well, she's not in a luxury hotel, trust me. But she, as I said, was facing having to move.
Right.
And she had nowhere to go. A very nice gentleman, Bob, he has an upside-down star.
Right. Your name here.
Your name here, right. He has generously offered to give her a place to stay for 3 months rent-free until she can get herself together. And that was just a tremendous offer.
Right.
And so I thought this is an opportunity. The only thing that stands between getting her out of that hellhole, because I personally was not about to watch, the cops come and yank her around at 6 o'clock in the morning. It just was not going to happen on my watch.
Okay, Michael, just to go back for the sake of our audience, she was given a notice of eviction that was impending and was helpless. She had no other place to go.
She has nothing, and she is sicker than people understand.
Right, she's sick. So...
And as a registered nurse, I understand her needs and her concerns, and quite frankly, her ability.
Okay, so her fan base gathered together the funds for her to get out of that situation.
Yep. So, once Bob put together the trailer, that was a huge piece of the puzzle. It's one thing to be able to give her a couple of nights stay through the transition before she goes. They were going to, put her out. He really did the life saving for her. She has a place that she can go that's going to be accommodating for her.
Right. She was always telling us that she was going to be thrown out in the street and that she'd only have 48 hours to live, right? Because her medicine was going to go bad.
Well, she's right. I mean, she lives on a clock.
Right. Okay. So all of a sudden. She
hits the deck, and she's either in the ICU, as evidenced by her last admission. That shit's no joke.
Right.
That is no joke.
So all of a sudden, she learns that she's going to be set up in a hotel. What is it, the Sheraton or the Hilton?
No, she is at the most inexpensive place you could put her.
Okay, an affordable hotel.
Correct.
It's not a luxury hotel. Okay.
She is not at the Hilton ordering room service. Okay. She didn't take a limousine there.
She had a limousine ride to the hotel.
Well, we had a problem in getting car service for her because they only take credit cards. They would not take it over the phone. So therefore, we had to hire from a limo service a car service.
Okay, so you hired a livery car, and you drove her in style to the hotel. Did you get her luggage? Some new luggage?
Airmeen was really nice enough because she has a lot of stuff, and she's got to fly halfway across the country. So she got together, I think, a couple of really good duffel bags so she can. There are things that she's acquired. I've sent her sheets and pillows and things.
Supplies.
And her medical supplies. I hope she can get those through the TSA. I'm quite.
Oh, sorry to interrupt. Okay, so all right, you guys are getting together and taking care of her move, right?
We're giving her a start. She's got to take it from here.
Okay, and Michael, are you the one who's organizing the whole thing? Or are you and Ermine, or how's it being worked out?
Well, I knew that. That British contingent was full of a lot of hot air.
Okay, the Britishers are just big talkers.
Okay, so that's kind of...
Hold on. Other than Simon.
Yes.
There are two specific people that promised help and have yet to be found.
Right.
and one of them was significant for her airfare.
You know,
Okay.
that's kind of interesting that you're.
Sir.
No, Michael, come on. So it's kind of interesting that you said that you're giving her a new start. Does that mean that you're not going to allow her to stay on YouTube and Google Hangouts all day long like she does? Because I think that's a very necessary step for her to take. So she moves to Detroit, right? And now she's under your care, and she's still on Google Hangouts.
No, sir, you're dreaming. She's not under my care. I live in Philadelphia.
Sorry.
I relocated her.
Right, okay.
Don't get excited.
And no, right. So she's under someone's care. She's living in Detroit,
under her
right?
own care. We transitioned her to a better circumstance.
No, but right. Exactly. But what I'm asking is so okay. Now that you're helping her, are you going to tell her that she's not allowed on Google Hangouts anymore?
Why would I tell her anything? Am I her parent?
Okay. So, don't you
sir,
think? Don't you think that the money?
I financially assisted her.
Michael, I'm trying to. Don't you think that it would be intelligent that the money that you're giving her would come with? Wait, Michael, let me finish my sentence.
Don't be throwing intelligent around because I'm not going to let you finish the sentence.
Don't you think that the money you're giving her
makes no consequence to you?
Okay, one second.
Let me finish my sentence.
As the moderator, let me go ahead and interject here.
Bunto, let me finish my sentence.
Wait a second.
Bunto, I'm about ready to
How about you?
I'm leaving. Fine.
How about?
Oh, Istis, I wanted to know what was going on. Okay.
I wanted to ask her. Wait, Bunto. I wanted to ask her a simple question. And like I said, don't you think that the money, if she gives away money, that it should come with strings? That's all I wanted to say. That's all I wanted to say. And she wouldn't even let me finish that.
Well, okay. We understand that everybody was interested in that point, but she fled the room, and we now are left kind of dangling. Okay, Fabio, what did you discern from what little you've heard?
Can you guys give me a quick recap, because I was kind of my mom. So apparently there is a guy which paid the room for Nadia. Okay.
Right.
Okay. And Michael provided a car to drive.
The transition.
Yeah. Okay. I think people have got the priorities all fucked up.
Okay. Why?
Okay, what is, according to all of you, the first priority when we talk about Nadia?
You tell me. Can you vamp for a bit? Because I got to reconcile here with Nadia. Go ahead and vamp, please. Extrapolate.
No, yeah. Oh, no, I don't know. I mean, it's just a question, because to me, I think it's her health. But I'm just asking to the other guys, so I might be wrong on that. So I'm just asking.
All right. Okay. Go ahead and repeat the question, because I was just trying to reconcile.
No. Yeah, I get it. You're trying to get Michael and back in there, so I get it. What I'm thinking is, what is, according to to Istis and AIDS, what is the first priority when we talk about Nadia?
Okay, we want Nadia to gain some survivability instincts so she can take care of herself.
Okay, is this the best way to help Nadia? This is just my question. And I don't think the priorities are in the right order when I see people trying to help Nadia. This is just my thought. I might be wrong about it, yeah, but I don't see. If someone is in dire straits, she has health problems, she has accommodations problem. I just thinking that if someone is willing to help some other person, I mean, they should have their priorities straight and try to help her with the biggest issue, which I don't think is hiring a limo or giving her a hotel. Given the fact that, as far as I know, and I'm trying to stay away from the whole Nadia thing, for other reasons, I don't think this is something which came out of the blue. I think it's something that we already knew that she was going to, and so I mean, this is just what I'm thinking, and but I don't know. I mean, I would like to hear something that's
Well, Fabio, let's just think about the meta of the situation. People would like to see this particular individual turn her life around. How's that?
Yes. Yeah, I agree.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they are actually taking steps for her because she seems to have the inability to do that.
Okay.
All right. So the first step is that they realize that she's going to get kicked out of that place. She realizes it, right? So what they're going to do is transition her to this new town, Detroit. Everything, okay, a livery cab drive to an affordable hotel, new luggage, comfy pillows, pizza, all the pizza and Mountain Dew she wants, to a rent-free place, a free airline ticket, right, Fabio, all the way to Detroit, to a rent-free place all the way to September.
Okay, cool.
Okay, is that like incredible? Tell me what's your how does that strike you right off the top of your head?
Well, there are a couple of things which strikes me. No, there are a couple of things which strikes me, and it might sound like a total asshole, but I'll go on anyway. I don't give a flying fuck. The first thing is that, well, I've not got no problems with people helping other people. Let me get this straight.
Okay.
I'm not. People can help other people in any way, shape, or form they want to. This is this is something that I want to lay it out really clearly. Having said that, if I really want to help someone, in my opinion, I got to address, the first issues. And Nadia's problem of getting evicted was not something that came out of the blue.
Right.
So,
there was a definite slow crescendo to that point.
Yeah. So, I mean, if someone really wanted to do that, they had plenty of time in advance, and they could have set up something different, something more, how can I say, something something more direct to her problem. Her problem is not accommodation.
Oh,
I mean,
Nadia, Fabio, can I quickly, Nadia, Fabio, can I quickly interject? There's offered a new job there too, to work out of home. What do you think of that?
That would have been great. Did she accept that?
I don't know. Michael fled the room.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, but again, it's not something. Now it is their problem because it built up to that moment, but it didn't have to. You know what I mean? That's my first, thing. My other thing, and this is where I'm going to turn into a big asshole. Michael Ann was someone which actively, helped her out. She
instigator, alpha.
Yeah. As far as I understood, she was instrumental in finding the guy in Detroit. Am I wrong about that? She got the car and all that. So she was a big, mover in that kind of things.
She was the event manager.
Okay. Now I'm taking a deep breath because I'm gonna be really nasty about that.
Okay. We're prepared.
But
we
got big
ourselves.
beef. No, but I got a beef with that kind of things.
Okay, one second, Fabio. I just want to extend greetings to Carlton and Victor. Welcome to the show, guys. We're talking about the current craze of Nadia mania that's gripped us all this week.
I've been listening. Go ahead. I want to hear what Fabio's got. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Bunto.
Okay. Okay. Michael Ann is a person which in numerous Hangout, she has claimed to have some bizarre ways, and I'm choosing words carefully here, and English is not my first language.
Idiosyncratic ways.
I go for bizarre. I like the word bizarre way more than idiosyncratic.
Okay.
Some bizarre ways to cure diseases and problems.
Right. Okay? Just from her profile, it says hypervisualization, right?
Yeah. I'm sorry, Aces. Just bear with me, and then I'll shut up.
All right.
If she were so moved by the problem, okay, let me put it this way: I am convinced that it got ways to cure, diseases and problems and stuff like that. And I'm really moved towards a person. What I will do will be to take the person, move it to where I live or a place that I can take care of, and
Direct
try
care.
to cure that person with my bizarre ways.
Okay. Anyone?
And I'm done.
I'll chime in, and I will say up front, Nadia blocked me about a month ago, and I responded in kind. So I haven't actually talked to her in about a month, but I've talked to her plenty before that, and we were actually friends, I thought, before that. But hey, that's aside.
Disclaimer.
That's a disclaimer, right? I think. So what the stuff that's going on now, I literally just caught wind of it, I think, just watching your Hangout. I heard somebody casually mention something earlier, but this is the first I'm hearing of this. But from the little bit I've heard, and I don't want to be an asshole, and I don't want to be unnecessarily skeptical. And I do think that people can do nice things, and I think people can bend over backwards to help other people and be kind and compassionate. And I have no problem with all of that. I think all that's wonderful. And this is my opinion again. I think Nadia is a world-class manipulator.
Okay.
And I think that in Michael Ann, and I hate to say this, but I feel this is just a gut feeling. So I have nothing to support this with. Okay.
All right.
Gut feeling. Opinion. Yeah, I think exactly what Fabio said. I think she's taking this as an opportunity to and I might be totally wrong. Maybe they're not even going to the same city. Well, let me ask that question first. Does Michael Ann live in Detroit? Is that where Nadia is going?
She lives in the Philly area, and this is another person, another fellow Nadian named Bob.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, so I might be too far out on that limb then. I was going to say that I kind of saw this as sort of an opportunity for Michael Ann to experimentation, right? Because Nadia would certainly be grateful, and maybe that gratitude would let her let Michael Ann, kind of lead the show. But if they're in different cities, I think I might be out of line. But I wouldn't put it past if that came to pass. I'm sorry, and I like Nadia, I really do, but I do think
you have a fondness for her.
Well, yeah, I do. I mean, we've talked, we've had friends, but I do think, I do think this is how she has learned to negotiate the world, which is by manipulating people.
Is that a bad thing?
It can be. It can be when. It's one thing for me to twist your arm to get you to go watch a movie and get some pizza with me. It's another thing when you sacrifice your own health and well-being to get people to do your work for you and support you.
Carlton, cult.
What?
Cult.
Cult what?
Cult. It's a cult.
Cult of Nadia.
Oh no! I don't think it's a cult, because I don't think even Nadia sometimes is aware of the fact that she does this. Sometimes, it may. I can't read her mind.
Accidental cult.
Accidental. Well, I don't know that that she would say, even in her most honest moment, that she's trying to manipulate everybody. I have a daughter. I have a daughter, and she doesn't have Nadia's particular problems, but she does. She likes to manipulate people, and she thinks the world revolves around her, and she thinks people should kind of come at her beck and call, and when they don't, she thinks that they're evil, wicked, twisted, and bizarre, whatever, right? She's got her own little emotional issue going on there, but I see a very common thread when I watch Nadia.
Okay.
She clearly is intelligent. She clearly has programming skills. And this is why she blocked me, because I said something like this once before, and I've told her several times. I've said, I'm a programmer. Okay, transgender wouldn't even be an issue for me, because I haven't even seen a client in 10 years. I just get them on Craigslist. I never meet them.
Right.
And I said, plus, programming is clearly a skill that you can do remotely. Okay, I mean, I'm sure we could find somebody to cough up a better laptop if that's what you needed. But I think. And sort of the LGBT, while I empathize, with people who have something that other people find offensive and are prejudiced about.
Right.
On the other side to that coin, she is probably in the one place in the entire universe where that's tolerated better than anywhere else, right? She's in the Bay. She's right across the Bay in Oakland, California. So, I mean, she's in San Francisco, basically. So, I mean, if there's any place where being LGBT should not be as much of an issue. I bet it's certainly less of an issue in San Francisco than it's going to be in Detroit.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay,
no,
well, let me say this.
I've actually called her out on that, and she had no answer to that whatsoever.
Right, and I mean, I just came back from San Francisco. I mean, I met plenty of people there. I met some transgendered folks. I met some gay people. I met some, whatever. Just going down Haight-Ashbury and going into the shops, and I talked to a lot of the shop owners, and I talked specifically about that issue.
Yeah,
and most
like
of them
if
were
you're
like,
gay and you can't make it there, you can't make it anywhere.
Yeah.
Okay, let
So
me offer
basically,
you this.
I'm done. I'm done. Yeah.
Everybody. Nadia Mania is a vast continent to explore, isn't it? I mean, there's so many facets to Nadia Mania. Sitting in the audience, aren't we sort of taken back by how big this continent truly is?
No,
No,
I
no.
think it's really simple and really pedestrian. I don't think that there's really much to it at all, actually. I mean, this is someone who sits on Google Hangouts all day and e-begs. There's
Right.
really not much
Okay,
to it.
look, we have transgendered, we have incredible philosophical and religious discretions, we have 24/7 socialness. I mean, it's a vast continent.
Well, it is. I mean, yes, she has a lot of baggage, I think, is the other way to say that.
Baggage?
I'd say, well, okay, yes, okay, I should. That was a bad choice of words. I think some of what she brings is baggage. Clearly, some of it is not. Okay, her medical problems, I wouldn't classify as baggage. Okay, she has no, she may or may not have had a choice or a hand in that. But I do kind of think I'm kind of with Aces there. I think that it is just very mundane, actually, and it's sad. And I'm not trying to have a pity party for Nadia. I've tried to help her myself. I've sent her money myself several times. I've tried to help her out.
I mean, isn't that incredible?
But
Think about it. If you wanted to study narcissism for a month, here it is, right?
Yeah, but I think the problem here, right, is that to help Nadia, maybe this is the other thing I would say, and maybe this is going to be done. But I think to help somebody that has similar issues with dealing with people and women. Okay, but let me get it out. I mean, there's no easy way to say it. I'm trying to be gentle here, but I think to give somebody something to set them back up and to get them back on their feet is useless if there is not also some sort of a responsibility put on there, or some sort of what's the word I'm looking for? Some sort of
strings.
Not strings, but there's another word. What's the word I'm looking for?
Accountability.
Accountability, that's the word. Thank you, Brother John. Yes, without somebody overseeing her day to day and without some real accountability with real consequences to them, this is just going to be, 6 months from now, we'll be watching Nadia Hangouts from Detroit with exactly the same problem.
Exactly. That's actually what I was saying to Michael, was, okay, you've given her all this money, are you just going to let her continue doing her 24/7 Hangouts? And it seemed like she was perfectly fine with that.
Right, yeah. See, if this was me, this is kind of remember the old tough love when it came out? This is like, I'll help you, but there are rules that go along with this help, and you have to abide. And if you don't do it, because clearly you can't manage your life yourself, which means somebody else needs to help you, and in order to do that, you're going to be willing to listen to them and follow what they say to do. And if you're not, then I'm sorry, but then it's just throwing money out the window to help.
But you see, to her,
I have a good.
But to her,
okay, who else? Over the floor. Who's
I had something, but Brojo, you want to say something?
I was just going to give an example. I had my stepson. He came upon hard times, and so definitely open up the home. Gonna, but I mean, he's over. He's 19, 20 at the time.
Yep.
So I said, hey, I'll help you on your feet. You can stay here. I think it was like we agreed 6 months. I think it was. Rent free.
Yeah.
Get a job, get your feet on you. After that, you got to start paying. And he did for a little while, but started slacking, and we started butting heads. But I had to do the tough love. But now, he's working hard now. He's got his own place, and.
I think. I mean, I just think that's, and I don't know. Maybe that will happen. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this is Nadia's wake-up call. Maybe she'll get to Detroit. She'll find a job. She'll turn her life around, and you know what? We'll all have egg on our face, and I will be happy to be the person with egg on my face.
Exactly. You're completely right, Carlton.
Yeah, I wish her the best.
On the point that you had earlier, to her, I guess in her twisted rationality, it actually is much more. Let me see. What's the word I'm looking for? Probably advantageous for her to keep this ruse up because I guess she just doesn't want to work or something like that, right? So for her, like I said, the incentives are backwards, right? The incentive is for her to continue down her misery rather than to lift herself out of it.
Yeah, I just think it's a vicious cycle. It really is, and I do empathize with her. I really do. I mean, I'm the last person to say that she doesn't have problems. I think she has serious problems, lots of them. I
Very
agree.
serious, yeah.
I agree with that. But I also do think that the mechanism that she's chosen to sort of elicit help is unfortunately one where there's no track record that's publicly available. So the people who meet her new and are moved by her story and want to help do not realize that this has been done multiple times in various levels.
Oh.
Well,
I mean,
new people
Okay,
don't.
but
New people
to be
don't.
fair,
But I think. And, yeah, go ahead, John. I'm sorry.
no, I don't know how many times it happened, and I wish Nadia the best. Listen, I have a soft spot for Nadia, but I
yeah.
understand she's got to make a person has to be accountable for their own life and the choices they make, and some of the things she does on camera and the things she's eaten is very counterproductive. We all
A
see
whole,
this,
a whole
so.
liter of Mountain
Uh,
Dew and a
but
pizza and
I like
potatoes.
to, believe that despite maybe sometimes many mistakes that they, happen, that maybe
Well,
the next time will be a turnaround, and hopefully this time, and I wish her the best, it's a turnaround, gives her a fresh start.
Okay, well, let me say this to our
all right.
audience. Okay, we've told you all how to feel. Let's just sit in the audience and just look at the thing. We're talking a livery cab drive to a nice hotel, comfy pillows, luggage, a free airline trip to a city,
That's
a
okay.
job there, a place to
Oh,
live.
she's got a job there already?
Right. Okay. What is she doing wrong, Carlton? Tell me.
Oh,
Well, no, I think, no, I'm not. Yeah, I know what you're driving at. No, yes, I agree with you. What she's doing is working quite well at the moment, at least. But again, I don't really think that that's what she wants if she's honest with herself, and I certainly don't, and I'm not entirely sure that it's going to be helpful. I mean, here's a question I want to ask this, and I don't mean to be again mean-spirited by this, okay?
Okay, this is a free zone. We can ask questions. We're
Okay.
here watching things and asking.
All right. So here's a question: if she has all of these mental issues, emotional problems, or whatever they are, okay?
there are physical ones as well.
Okay, I know there's physical, but I'm just talking about the mental ones for the moment, okay? If these are so overwhelmingly bad or terrible or disabling, I almost have to say, forgive me for even saying this, but I want to know, why haven't the doctors in the hospital institutionalized her to get her the help that she needs?
Anyone?
Uh, uh, I'm
Doesn't
sorry.
that kind of go against her own personal liberties?
Well, yeah,
Isn't
but
that
I think
volunteer?
well, but I think there's a line that when a doctor sees it, that if you are unable to care for yourself or help yourself, they've got to take some action to ensure that you get the
I
medical
think you have to
attention.
show that you're a little bit suicidal for that to
Well,
happen.
God, that's all she talks about is killing herself. I've heard her say that every time I've been on a hangout with her.
Okay, well, okay, maybe.
I don't want her to, but I'm saying if
I've heard us
unless I think there's two possibilities. Either she really is suicidal and she desperately needs help, and maybe institutionalizing for a short time might be a good thing so she can get that help if she can't pay for it. The other side with it is she's not suicidal, in which case now she's just manipulative. I'm not going to say the other word, right? And maybe she needs help with that too. So I don't see a good way out of that. I think
well,
she needs
here,
help.
So we should institutionalize people if we think they're manipulative?
No, but what I'm saying is there's nothing wrong necessarily with institutionalizing someone if it means they can get the mental health
Put
care
all
that
the
they are in
Congress
need
in
of.
there.
Okay, so come on, guys. Where did Carlton go off the rails?
Well, here, how about this? Do any of you guys know what her doctor is? Her doctor's name?
No, not a clue.
Okay, well, maybe someone does, and maybe we could just email the doctor and show her her YouTube
Okay,
channel.
Carlton, why do people
show
introduce
her.
their
Wait.
life?
Bunto. Literally show her doctor that she is spending day after day, 24/7. She's eating like shit. She's drinking like shit.
That's a terrible idea.
I doubt she's fooling anybody for starters. I think any doctor that's half awake would figure that out. If not the specific details, at least he would know in general what's going on. I think.
I'm sorry.
I just asked the question, and I'm sorry. Go ahead, Fabio.
No, I'm just wondering if I'm fucking retarded or what.
Oh yes, okay, because that's another hangout.
Okay. No, really, that makes me happy because I mean this is not the fucking problem.
What's the problem?
I agree with what Carton said before. You know, if there is an area which I know, luckily or unfortunately, of the U.S., is the Bay Area. I used to live in Oakland. I lived between MacArthur and 19th Street BART station. I
know exactly where that is too.
So for fuck's sakes, don't tell me that Nadia's problem was job, because there is no job problem over there. Okay. Especially in a person in their condition, there is one of the biggest gay communities in the world is right off the bay. So please, so please don't give me that crap. I had friends with live in Haight-Ashbury, and they were heterosexuals, and they were the weird ones. Okay? Right. So don't give me that crap. This is not the problem. The problem is not job. The problem was not accommodation, because she had an apartment up until yesterday for a long time. So that wasn't the problem. There is one question that do any of you know who set up Nadia's Patreon account?
Her what account?
Or Pathos.
Yeah.
E-begging account she has.
Yeah. No. Yeah. But what was it? Nadia or was it someone else?
It was probably her.
It was Brett Keane.
I don't know. Brett Keane figures
into
this too, somehow.
Sorry?
Brett Keane figures into this somehow, as far as monetary.
I'm sorry, Assis. If that's true, because I've heard, and I might be wrong. This is what I asked, that it wasn't Nadia which set up the Patreon account. I'm sorry. We have a person, right there, which is 24/7 on the internet. She eats and drinks and smokes.
And
sleeps. She has an apartment. And of course she sleeps. I'm talking
on
about
the internet she sleeps. Yeah.
She cannot even help herself to set up a Patreon account, for fuck's sake.
Well, okay.
No, I don't know.
And you're going to tell me that all her problems are going to solve by moving to a hotel, flying to Detroit, and have a job? Are you fucking kidding me? Nadia 2 years ago. I mean, Nadia's problem has never been a job, and never been accommodation, never been drinking. Nadia's problem has always been, as what she says, the problem that she wants to have an operation. She was the girl which said I want to relocate to Europe, marry a rich guy, so that I can exploit the NHS system. The fuck.
Well, I want to
inquired to relocate to Holland. She inquired to relocate to Italy. She inquired to relocate to UK.
The
job is not the fucking problem. I'm getting mad around here,
Okay, you're getting past.
Chill, Fabio. I mean, about a year. I'm
the only fucking person which is the problem is, and it's driving me mad.
Welcome to Nadia Mania.
Fuck me.
About a year ago, Fabio, I actually offered Nadia. I told her that if she wanted to, I would pay for her to come here, and I said she could live here. We have an extra room, and I said I would help her try to find a job here. Right now, and I even told her, I said, I realize this is about as far from San Francisco as you can get. Okay, ideologically, you're in the buckle of the Bible Belt here. Okay, I said, but if you want to, I will help you. This is when she was going to get thrown out the last time. And she didn't want that. I mean, she didn't say she didn't want it, but she just never took me up on it. And I'm like, again, yes, I think people who are genuinely down on their luck, okay, or out on the street for a host of reasons, right? Lost your job, you had a death, whatever it is, right? People that are genuinely there through no fault of their own will typically take you could give them a cot in the backyard in a thunderstorm, and they would be grateful and take it. They will take anything in order to have an opportunity to rebuild their
Right.
life and put it back together.
Everybody does fucking that.
We
When I
don't need
was
a
40, I
five-star
was laid
hotel.
out from a company. I worked 3 months as a fucking waiter, for fuck's sake. And I was 40. I was laid out from a company. I had, at this time to spare. I got 2 kids. I got a family. Jesus Christ, I went to work as a fucking waiter for 3 months. And then I found another company. Bloody hell. I mean, job is not a bloody problem, especially in Oakland, if you are a kernel programmer, which I would like to see now, because I'm getting really pissed about that. But that's not the main issue, and this is why I'm getting mental, with the fact that she got started. Especially when a person like Michael Ann is involved, and she's the same person which in every hangout she spews shit about curing cancer with vitamins. This is driving me fucking maniac,
Hey, Fabio.
I'm mental about that. I'm really pissed about it because people should be called out, on those kind of.
They are.
Carlton, really quickly, 2 seconds.
Yes,
Fabio,
sir.
not to add any extra confusion, the thing about Brett Keane setting up her Patreon account, I heard from Hades, so I don't know if that's actually the truth. I just don't want to add any additional confusion.
Okay.
Go ahead, Carlton.
No, I was just gonna say, Fabio. If it'd make you feel better, feel free to buy me a first-class ticket for my wife and I to come visit Italy.
Okay.
And
That is our problem, right?
If you would put us up at your house while we were there and cook us some meals,
well,
I'll be happy too.
Please, let me offer this to the participants. Our problem with Nadia, our beef with Nadia, is that she does not exist in our reality, right? I mean, she's in another reality where she's taking care of.
No, I'm sorry about that. I've got my Nadias. I don't even go to Nadia's Hangout, but this is my problem because I can fucking understand what she says. But this is my problem. I cannot figure out what she says actually.
I don't go to her Hangouts neither.
But this is my problem. But don't tell me that we don't have Nadias around here. I got full of those people. I mean, I got people around here which are in the very same situation or different or the same, doesn't matter. The problem is if you want to help someone, you address the problem. You address the cause, not
look at this.
Not the symptoms.
For example, Nadia can run into an individual, and I bet you within a month that individual will offer her something.
Yeah, because I think most of us want to be helpful. We want to be compassionate.
Okay, so that's just our natural urge, and we're just projecting
Good
it.
for her. More power to her. I've got no problems, in people giving money to her. I think they don't give enough money to her.
Okay, they don't give enough money to her.
Yeah, they should give a shitload of money. But let's just not pretend ourselves thinking that what she gets is the solution to her problem, because it's not.
Right.
Okay. Many of us want an end game to the Nadia saga, right?
God, please.
Or, I mean, what I care about is the 24/7. I mean, I need to see Nadia every day. I'm addicted. Hard.
Oh God.
I'm sorry to hear that.
You might
This
need
is
more
what I
help.
wanted to bring up earlier, Bunto.
You guys want Nadia to become a programmer, I'll never see her again.
Damn, Bunto, we're gonna have to buy you a ticket to Detroit.
Yeah, Bunto, I wanted to bring this up before. It seems like every hangout you're bringing up Nadia. I think there's a
Well, because it's
There's
strange
something going
obsession.
on here.
Yeah.
There's crystal, there's crack, and then there's heroin, and then there's Nadia. Okay, look.
A whole
everybody
different
knows
level.
that all that Nadia needs is a good husband, right?
No, God, no.
No.
Okay, let's not get down that. Well, let's not go down that road. No.
Why
No.
don't? I mean, that's
Bunto,
obvious. She wanted to go to Europe to marry a man, so the key, is marrying the man.
Bunto, you like her so much, I would volunteer your name. So
Yeah.
Okay,
Then before you know it,
if I
both
got
of them are
married
going to be
Nadia,
on Hangouts.
the only reason I would marry Nadia is because I want to take care of her.
For
I
the
want
money?
to be a patron.
it's not for the money.
Right.
Oh, okay, you're not a hit.
It's like that's the only. I would have utility to my life. I'd be known as Mr. Nadia, the guy who takes care of Nadia.
Mr. Chambers. Bunto Chambers.
Nadia.
Okay, look. The first question that crossed everybody's mind at the hotel. She was going to
Bunto
take a bath,
Chambers.
right?
There's
No,
a
that's disrespecting my country. My province.
All right, look, we're all burned out about Nadia, and we all have our own, preciousness there. Why don't we move on to the next subject?
Thank you.
Yeah, don't ruin the name of British Columbia.
profiling people on G+. Do you guys love watching people on YouTube and G+, and figuring out a niche where they fit in?
I only like mainstream YouTube, really.
Like Brett Keane is what?
Not
The ultimate
mainstream
bad
YouTube.
guy? He's like
There's only two categories. There's atheists and crazy people.
You think so?
Okay.
I'm
What are you
kidding.
calling me? I'm not
Well,
atheist,
yeah,
I'm
there
not
you go.
crazy.
You know, if the shoe fits. No, I'm just being funny. I think I'm categorizing people. No, you know what? Everybody comes to here's my philosophy of YouTube or Google Plus. Everybody comes there for a different reason. All right, I come there. I like having serious conversations. I really do. I like exploring ideas. That's my thing. That's why I go to a Hangout. But everybody doesn't come here for that. You know, you get the Gmans, you got these guys. Yeah, some people are just there to have an audience and to make a show and to be, you know,
the audience.
Start drama all the
There's
time.
drama, right? They just want to have drama and they want an audience and it's fun and
So
you know,
stupid.
fine. I think you know there are a lot of people. Not to bring up Nadia's name again. We should.
But you just did.
We should take a page out of Harry Potter and call her "She Who Must Not Be Named." But I think there are a lot of people out there like Nadia that are lonely, that are maybe socially inept, that have maybe some emotional maturity problems, and they find Google as a good place to be, accommodating.
I'm sorry.
Yes.
Oh, a hug for Carlton.
That's me. I know. I'm sorry.
Nice.
Okay, I'll give you guys just an example of what happened today. We were having a hangout, which I was like doing my best to mess up, and Rancam in the room, and immediately Bro Joe attacked his presence. Okay, why'd you do that, Bro Joe?
Oh God, it's just the same old, same old.
Well, okay, it's the same old, and you just wanted to lash out at this character, Rancam?
I didn't lash out at him.
Oh, well,
Brother John, are you lashing these days?
it's
Wow.
public record of what happened.
Uh-oh.
Didn't he lash out at me kind of first?
Okay, why did you feel that you had to, you know, interact with Rancam in that way, fashion?
No, I think I was first.
Was it therapeutic?
I think, who was the room? That was X's room, right? Xbox?
Right.
Xbox. Yeah.
So I was really addressing the rumor first. If you remember, you know, are we gonna go down this road again? I mean, are we gonna put up with his shenanigans? We're gonna, you know, keep doing this, and then he chimed in.
Right.
And then he attacked, you know, took a lash at me. You know.
Okay, look. People
Who is this guy?
He ran-handled you.
Ran-handled me.
Okay,
You got ran-handled.
I should have
Right.
brought his sister out. That's what I should have did.
Okay, listen, but people like Rancam and G-Man and you know, Jason Burns, they all fit their profile, right? Of the Nutter, Nephilim Free, they all fit profiles.
They're all kind of different, though.
Yeah, they're different, but they're all different types of birds. Like, what I'm trying to get at, the point of this is that if these people change character, it would be disturbing to us, right? If, like, you know, Rancam went hard atheist, it'd be like, that's not Rancam. If Rancam went hippie atheist, peacenik, it would be such a change to our psyche, we couldn't stand it.
It's like if I changed all of a sudden, that'd be weird, wouldn't it?
Rancam is like watching Jerry Springer. You know, that's what it's like. I mean, what kind of people are addicted to Jerry Springer shows? You know,
Well,
this is the people who are like, you know, enthralled with Rancam and G-Man, you know, and the drama.
Okay, Brojo, you want the great debate community to be boring, right?
Not at all. But how do you debate with these guys?
You can't
debate with these
but that's
guys.
the point. But that's the point, John. They're not there for that. They're there for that was my point. They're there for Jerry Springer. That's what they want to be. And so you're in the room, like I am, for a whole different purpose. So one of us needs to get out of the damn room because it's one of us is going to be very unhappy at the end of the hour.
Okay, you want something out of a room, right, Carlton? When you go into
this is why I talked to Roy Montero yesterday about it. I told
Roy,
I said,
my God, there's one.
Roy or not Roy. I said, Roy, I said, this is why people argue in the room with you, because we're here to discuss ideas. You're here and you think it's a pulpit to preach from. That's not why we're here. You're confusing the purpose of the room. So, yeah, I just think there's people that are I shouldn't even comment. I said this a long time ago. It's like the G-Mans. I haven't been in a G-Man hangout since, a month after I met him because I realized he's a freaking idiot. He has nothing to contribute to a conversation. It's a waste of my time, and I don't even find him mildly amusing. So why in God's name would I put myself in the room? I would need psychiatric help if I was doing that
Well,
every
how
day.
about this? If you're in a band, right, and G-Man's this guitarist who comes by and he plays the same lick over and over and over again, right? I mean, G-Man is a bunch of cornball riffs that you've heard a million times before.
Sure.
So when you go into a jam session, you want it to be fresh and improvisational, right?
Nope. You know what? I'll take the guy that plays the same licks over and over again as long as we can teach him some new ones.
Okay, anyone? Is that, if G-Man opens his mind, the problem's solved?
Well, no.
If he can open his mind, that'd be actually pretty interesting. I don't know if he's going to do that.
And the moth would have a way to get out then.
Or would that be such a break of character we couldn't stand it? We'd be like, oh man, I wish G-Man would be back to being G-Man.
Well, no, but he wouldn't be that way for exactly that reason. That's not who he is. It's not that he can decide to change his character. He can't. He is what he is.
Exactly. And if he does change his character, it's not like it's going to be his fault. It's not like we choose who we are, really.
Exactly. I mean, I think it would be nice, if, personally, I don't buy this, overnight, revelation thing. But, it'd be nice if over the course of the months he softened a little bit, and if he learned how to listen to people, and not start yelling and screaming when people disagree with him. That would be nice, sure. I think he would find that he would have access to a lot more hangouts that way.
Yeah.
I like his, this is the whole thing with arguing Christians. I don't mind arguing Christians. I don't mind that they disagree with me. I like that they disagree with me. I'm bored if I'm in a room with all atheists. What I don't like is people that are rude and arrogant and can't listen or have a civil conversation.
People that are basically like a brick wall where they don't take in points, you say.
I don't know who's clapping there. Thank you, John.
Okay, so you guys want polite discourse.
I don't even care if it's
decorum.
Just like my civil debate room idea, like I posted in the side chat.
Yeah, I don't want it boring.
Honest discourse.
Honest. Thank you, brother. Okay, John, yeah, you get mine. Okay, because I don't care if it gets passionate. I don't care if it gets hot-headed. That's okay. If you really believe in your ideas, it should get passionate. But there still is a line that you don't cross. You still need to have some integrity. You still need to have some honesty, and you still need to have just at least a shred of humility and be able to acknowledge that maybe, just maybe, you don't fucking know everything.
Okay, you guys want...
Okay, I'm
Amen,
I got it out now. Amen. Can I get an amen, brothers and sisters?
Okay, you guys want Shakespeare, right? You guys want...
Oh, God, you take it to the extreme.
Romeo and Juliet. You want...
I'll take Juliet. Romeo can watch.
And then, what we have is, Vanilla Ice and Kid and Play coming out doing Shakespeare, right? And it's just a buzzkill. Okay, look. All right, guys. I would offer to all of you, the second that somebody breaks character, we would hate it. Shamos goes to sleep a Christian, wakes up an atheist. We'd be like, oh, go back on their side. Right?
We just get too comfortable to who people are.
Right, exactly, Keefe.
We don't allow them to change, so, I mean...
Oh, we're not allowing them to change? Okay, Shamos as an atheist. Anyone?
You want G-Man to change? Ignore him.
That's impossible.
Wait a minute, somebody once asked me, okay, I think this would, I don't know if it applies to Seamus or not, I have to think about it, but it definitely applies to G-Man. Somebody asked me one day, I had a little book here, and I was writing it during a hangout, and somebody says, what are you writing down? And I said, it's a little book I keep. I write down the names of theists who I would like to see become atheists.
Bird watching, okay.
And they said, was G-Man in the book? I said, oh, hell no. I said, he does more for atheism being on the side he's on.
Yes.
I mean, he's our best advertisement for why you should be an atheist. I don't want him on my side.
I bet most of his fan base is atheists. I'll offer you
they
that.
are. I sure, of course they are. Even the Christians go, oh my God, you see G-Man. And I've met some people last week, the Christians, and people I'd never seen before in Hangout. They were in a Bible study. And we were chatting, and I mentioned, I said, does anybody here know G-Man? Oh my God, you could hear the groans, from everybody in the room. Yeah, no, he's not favored anywhere. Some days I think the perfect couple would be G-Man and Nadia.
But we have to admit that G-Man is the top of our pinnacle here at the Great Debate Community.
Yeah, bite me.
Okay, next subject. Let's talk about
Bunto, I love you. You do great hangouts. I just want to tell
fear
you.
of aquatics. Is anybody here afraid of the ocean, the sea? I've known some people who just will not get into the ocean. Should there be a fear of aquatics?
I grew up on the beach. I can't really say I'm afraid of the water. No.
Anyway, were you stung by a jellyfish?
Yes, many times, especially in August.
And it didn't dissuade you from jumping back in?
It did that moment, yeah. But I got over it by the next day.
Okay, does anybody have any aqua stories that they could share? ISIS?
Like Aquaman stories?
I don't know. I used to be in swim, so I really love the water.
See, there you go. Aquaman is a useless superhero, I can tell you that.
Oh yeah, not
No.
only swim, but also water polo. Water polos. Anyone's ever played water polo?
I've never played water polo.
Water games are fun.
Really hard. I mean, because you're having to keep yourself in the water, or basically above the water,
It's like-
and actually some of the best players. It's called egg beating with your you do this egg beating motion with the two of your legs.
Yeah.
And some of the guys can literally get halfway out of the water just by egg beating. I mean, just ridiculous amounts of strength with these guys.
Oh, look
Yeah.
who's here.
Okay, one fun thing about the water is the women. Would
Red
everybody agree
one.
What about the women? What about the women in the water?
that
Well,
people?
Bunto for you, the men, but
Well, no, I have to admit to everybody that I am attracted to the female bodies, but I prefer males. But the best thing about the beach is the women on the beach. Fabio, are you a beach man?
Fabio's not here. Is he?
No, I don't.
Oh,
I,
yeah, you
I
are.
don't-
Sorry.
I live by the beach. I mean, it's just 20 minutes with the bicycle, but I don't really like the beach. No.
You don't like the beach. Why?
No. I find it boring. I mean, we have sand beaches here, but I find it boring. I like to go on the sea with a boat, yeah, but not the beach.
Okay, you like to actually get out onto the surf. No, past the surf, all the way into the ocean, huh?
Yeah, I've got some friends who've got sailboats, and yeah, it's really funny.
Is it because you feel freer on the ocean? You feel more, powerful?
No, I mean, it's just funny. I wouldn't say that. I mean, I don't know. I just like it. It's technical. It's
Technical.
it's a nice environment. Yeah.
Okay, you love salt water.
I like salt water. Yeah. I'm not really a maniac for the sea. I like it, but yeah.
Okay, you have to fish when you're on the boat, or just play around?
Oh no, we just go around and try to go as fast as we can. But, yeah.
Go fast, power,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Okay,
fun.
I haven't.
Fishing's a lot of fun too, I have to say.
Right, fishing is fun. Do you eat it or you throw it back?
Oh, of course I eat it.
Well, the thing is now we have a lot of mercury in our oceans, so it's
Right,
kind of dangerous
right.
to eat.
Well,
Fish.
did you know that a lot of farm fish these days are actually farmed in the ocean as well?
I didn't know that. See?
Yeah, they have these little nets that sit in the ocean in shallow tides, and yeah, so it's like a little floating fish farm on the ocean.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean.
Well, actually, they're not great though, because there's a lot of fish poo that kind of gets underneath them, and it kind of poisons the fish a bit. They've actually been thinking of going into doing a deep water aquaculture, so that
Right.
let me see. I'll find the video. Actually, it's really interesting.
You don't really want to go into what you eat when you eat fish. I mean,
Yeah, you're right.
It's that bad, huh?
one of the most disgusting fish is the salmon.
Really?
The intensive breed of salmon. Well, first of all, there are some substances which they inject into the salmon, which are illegal in
Make it
some
pink.
countries. Yeah,
Yeah, they make
to
it
it
pink, yeah.
They basically swim in their own poo.
Right.
Because, they don't change the water. And and a funny thing, if you're a Muslim and you eat salmon, you might be in some problems because I think 70% of the stuff they give it, they feed the salmon with contains pork. So yeah.
Oh, so that's a.
Oh yeah, and actually, what people have been doing is trying to, because the dyes that go into the salmon is actually probably the most expensive part of the salmon, and they've been thinking actually of because consumers expect the salmon to be pinked, while undyed salmon, farm salmon is more of a gray. People have been trying to make consumers kind of more used to the gray salmon, and because it's significantly cheaper because they're not having to add all the dyes.
Well, when we put the salmon out there, we need to put a sign on it, for the people walking by that says "guaranteed not to turn pink," and then they'll buy it.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, you guys, like, when you go to the store, you're buying seafood or not?
Oh yeah, I do. Yeah, of course I do.
I hate
I
fish.
love seafood.
Okay, why you want
I
to pull
love
the trigger
seafood.
on a fish, Carlton? Hey, Dusty, how you doing?
Hey, man.
Okay, Carlton, you don't pull the trigger on fish.
You know the funny thing.
You don't pull the trigger on fish when you go to the store. You just have an aversion.
I don't like fish. I don't like eating fish. I don't like the taste.
Why? Because it smells?
No, I just don't like the taste. I don't like
You
fish.
don't like the taste of fish.
I like clams. I like shrimp, and I like lobster. I don't like fish.
Well, there is a lot of different. I mean, tilapia, tuna.
They're all fish. They all taste like fish. They all taste.
Maybe I don't know. Maybe you just had a bad experience.
Yes. Every time I've tried fish, I had a bad experience.
Tofu
yes.
fish. You're going tofu, right, Carlton?
I hate tofu. Tofu is like bland. It's like, what the hell? The plain tofu. Jeez.
All right, look.
I did have a fish taco once, no joke. It was a real taco with real. I think it was tilapia in there. It was edible, but that's about as close as I've come.
Okay, we forced Carlton for a solid month to live on the sea.
I'll find something else to eat.
Gets his fear removed, and then he likes fish, right? It's
not a fear. I just don't like fish. Sorry.
Okay.
I would have made a lousy Catholic because I would have starved every Friday.
Without liking fish? Can you live on the beach and not like fish?
Sure, why not? I do. I used to live on the beach, and I didn't like fish. We used to live up in Maine, and I think I ate one lobster the whole time we were there, and they were free.
And they were free. I mean, they were throwing them at you, right?
Exactly. Yes. I'm just like, it's not my thing.
Okay.
Now my wife eats fish.
So what?
The head, the tail, whatever.
So sushi's totally out for you then, right?
Oh yeah, you got that right. Good call.
You are just missing out on some of the most amazing.
I'm missing out on fish.
Amazing food.
Yeah.
Well, no, there is shrimp, sushi.
Maybe a California roll. Maybe a California roll. That's about as far as I'll go. Veggie only.
Okay. Yeah, that's cool. Well, California rolls I think have crab in them.
Well, they have seaweed in them. That's crab's okay. I like crab. Crab's okay.
You know the funniest thing is actually my grandma just recently tried shrimp. I don't think she's ever had shrimp in her.
Wow, weird.
Yeah. Well, the thing is that my grandpa really doesn't like shrimp. He thinks they're bugs.
Right.
And
they are bugs.
They are. And so because of that, my grandma has never had shrimp, right? But then my grandma, she was dropping me off back at my dad's house, and my dad had some really good shrimp. Actually, it was lime chili shrimp or something like that.
Oh,
and we egged her on, and she finally actually tried some shrimp, and she really liked it. Actually, she said it was very sweet and very good.
I like shrimp. Little coconut Thai shrimp are I like those.
Ooh, yeah.
They say like fresh tuna is incredible to taste. It's awesome.
Oh, I love ahi tuna, where you sear it and it's still raw in the center. Oh, you can't.
It gives you mad shits.
That gives you digestive problems.
There you go. We got a whole bunch of new people in the room.
Uncontrollable diarrhea for a week.
That's called the butterfish.
Explosive diarrhea.
Where is Nadia? How come she's not in the room?
Do you want to know what was the most amazing fish I ever tasted? I've tasted only once. I didn't know it was that fish.
Eel?
And I will never eat it again.
Eel is
It
very
was
good.
No. It was dolphin.
Oh, dolphin. Cool. Yeah, but those are not. It's not dolphin like flipper. It's dolphin like a.
Yes.
Other fish.
Dolphin patty and chilled monkey brain appetizer, right?
Right.
No, it was more a smoked dolphin. Dolphin meat. It was
Smoked dolphin.
made.
Oh man.
That's worse.
Flipper.
Oh man, have you guys ever had a squid jerky?
Yeah.
Squid?
Oh, but add calamari. I like calamari.
It's really good. They sell it at in like a Chinatown or something. You could go to one of the hole in the wall shops that they have, and it's this white strips, and it's
Oh
it's
my
essentially
God, gross.
squid jerky.
Oh,
it's
gross.
it's fantastic. Squid jerky is amazing.
Okay.
And eel. Who brought up eel?
I mentioned eel.
I did.
My
It is-
grandmother used to
Why?
eat eels all the time.
It's
I
good.
love eel. Eel's fantastic.
Okay,
Have you ever
have you guys-
tasted baby eels?
Baby eels. Yum.
Yeah.
Alewife? Or
When
whatever.
they're white, this big.
Yeah, alewife. Yeah.
Yeah, they're illegal to fish around here, but they're amazing.
Yeah, they do that in Maine too. There's a season and they all get out there and, yeah. try and
Okay,
grab
have
what
you
they
guys
can.
noticed that our community here in the Great Debate isn't very aquatic? We really don't talk fish a lot.
It's a
We
pretty
don't-
random topic. Hey, Hades, you
I mean-
suck, you fucking noob. Go die.
We're definitely not seamen.
Yeah.
I do want to mention One Way Apologetics has a thing going on now called "What is a Soul?" according to the Bible, and of course, soul is a fish.
Right?
So I'm thinking, we could,
Maybe we do have
Uh-oh.
some.
we could blend the two ideas here.
Okay, like
We're making
if Brett
puns.
Keane was like the best fisherman in the Great Debate community, we'd have a lot more respect for him. Like if Brett Keane was like bringing home the trophy bass, we'd like respect Brett Keane.
No, I think sadly he is the best apologist in the Great Debate. That's the problem.
Oh,
It's as good as it gets.
okay. Look, we don't prize anything aquatic in our community, do we? We don't talk surfboards. We don't talk boats, sailing.
That's a good
bikinis.
point. No, that's not true.
Screw
That's not true.
H2O.
That's not true. From time to time, all of us troll.
Troll?
Trolling, man. That's an aquatic term, right? That's where it comes from, right?
I
Oh,
thought troll was under the bridge.
Well, no. Trolling is like when you
It's
go out the back of a
trawling.
boat and
Yeah,
you.
it's trawling.
Well, no.
Trawling.
No. I think it's also.
that's not
trolling.
where troll
Troll
comes
is
from.
All right, I need to. All
Yeah.
right, I'm looking. I could be wrong here.
TRAWLING.
Oh, maybe you may be right. You may be right about
Consult
Why don't we have
thing.
aquatic-
Hey, but the thing is that the joke came across and it was funny. So
Okay, well that's all that really
We
matters.
laughed
right?
just out of kindness,
Yeah.
really.
no, I did. I thought it was pretty funny.
No, hang on. I beg to
Hardy,
differ with
hardy,
you.
hardy.
I'm looking at the dictionary. Troll, Troll, means to fish for or in with a moving line, working the line up or down with a
Oh,
rod.
there you
I did not
go.
know
There you go.
And here's Wikipedia that says you're wrong.
Yeah,
Oh.
well,
That's
I'm
Wikipedia.
trolling.
Arena
Okay.
battle. Okay, so look, I hit the Powerball.
English grammar battle. That's right, guys.
Okay,
Wow.
look, I hit the
Grammar
Powerball and I
wars.
arranged for a cruise for all of us, right? We'd go on it, Jamaican cruise.
Yeah.
The Great Debate community on one luxury liner cruising around the Caribbean.
I win the debate over Wikipedia because Oxford English Dictionary also said it means to fish. OED is as high as it gets, baby.
TROL.
Okay, wait.
I bet Gman hates fishing.
Post the OED link.
Yeah,
Okay.
Because
Okay.
I posted the Wikipedia link.
All right, I got it. Hang on, coming up. There you go.
Great, thanks.
Yeah, G-Man overboard.
Okay, so we could buddy up with G-Man on a cruise, right? Through Jamaica, West Indies.
No, remember we can't troll. Instant ban.
Well, that's.
Boom,
I
get
mean, we
outta
do.
here.
Wait a minute, we do aquatic stuff in our hangouts, right? With the Christians, we always talk about Jonah, don't we? And the whale
And the flood.
and the flood. That's aquatic, if anything.
A lot of
is-
fucking water there.
There you go.
Water.
Exactly, man.
Being baptized in water.
Being baptized. See, we got a lot of aquatic themes going on here.
What are you
Yeah,
talking
there's a
about? We
lot
don't
of
talk about
water.
Okay,
water.
you guys have got it. We just got to squeeze in LGBT somehow, right? Me and Nadia.
People in
Did you
bathing
just go to Nadia's house?
drowning.
I told Nadia one day. I mean, she could segue from any conversation. I was talking to a guy once on a hangout. She was in the room, and we were talking about nothing related to her theme. And somebody asked me where I lived. I said Chattanooga, and they said, "Is it warm out?" I looked out the window. I said, "Yeah." I said, "There's even a squirrel outside, and he's burying some nuts." As soon as I said that, Nadia goes, "I used to have nuts." I mean, she could
Wow.
she could segue anything
That's
to
a segue.
LGBT. I mean, she really could.
Okay, guys, I'll end the
Yeah.
conversation
I
right
used to have
here on
nuts.
this
We
one.
still have
Nadia in a
nuts.
bikini. How's that?
Okay.
All
Yeah.
right. Next subject. Let's talk about
No.
revisionism in American politics. Okay, Bush was a moderate president. Anyone? He came up in a hangout the other day.
I don't know. This is
Oh
Bush
shit, we're talking about politics?
But is
Yeah.
that
Well, in that
moderate
case, I'll see you guys
George
later.
W. Bush.
Exactly. Okay, I'm done. We're moving on.
Yeah, if we're talking about politics, I'll see you guys later. I gotta go masturbate. See you guys.
Okay, look,
It's an aquatic event.
Okay,
Yeah,
past
we
that
make
subject.
aquatic.
in America, right? And one of the myths is our political presidents, who they were, what they did. Like Obama's going to be known as a real pivotal president, isn't he? Isn't the myth being laid down?
Well, it will be in 20 years when the history teachers get to talk about the first.
Well, he's working on it
president.
now.
Yeah, but it won't mean anything for another 20 years.
Okay, everybody, you guys hate politics right now, but we're getting right on the lip of a political season. I mean, we're going to have the first woman president in American history.
Why is it the lip?
Well, I mean, you know, they're starting. Like Rand Paul.
I know, but do your lips stick out that far that they're the first thing we're going to read?
Their lips stick out that far.
Nice.
All right, just asking. All right.
Because look, okay, was that some sort of racial reference? Anyway,
It wasn't
look,
a racial
Rand
reference.
Paul
No.
announced
But right, it's we're on the lip. You would think
Hey.
that's the first thing. You know, you might say we're on the head of the penis. You know, that could be the first thing.
I got nuts,
You
right? I see a squirrel with nuts outside. I used to have nuts.
Exactly. You know, you remember when Nadia used to lag really, really, really badly?
Oh no,
I mean, when it was really horrifically bad, like she would be answering a question 10 minutes later because it made it to her computer. And I always used to joke. I said, you know, it's kind of weird to think about the fact that we could be watching Nadia talk and she could have died 10 minutes ago and we wouldn't really know.
It's like when the sun explodes, we know it 10 minutes later.
Exactly. There was a long enough delay there that Nadia literally could have passed away, and it'd be 10 minutes before anybody actually figured it out.
People are talking to me on the external chat here. Great.
Okay, listen, we talk God a lot. That was the name of this hangout here, that God talk is a lot like bingo. Should we move it more towards politics now that we're on the lip of this political season starting?
Redline said he doesn't want to do that.
Well, I mean, Redline is an outlier. Anyone else? I mean, you guys don't
He's an
care about,
outlier.
you guys don't care about politics, do you? Why not? You
No,
care more
because
about God
it's
than politics.
Because it's politics.
It's Hobson's
Look at
choice. It
Brojo.
doesn't really
Brojo,
matter.
aren't you sick of God talk?
I'm sick of both talk.
All right, so if we're going to talk about, you know, maybe we could blend politics with an aquatic scene.
I know, that's a skillful.
And imagine Sarah Palin in a bikini.
You gotta get Nadia in there too somehow. Okay, listen.
You don't
All
have
right.
to get Nadia in there.
Palin.
There you go.
Who you guys are? You think Hillary's gonna make president? That's the last question. Is
what?
Hillary gonna be our next president? Yes or no?
God
No.
help us now. Please.
Why don't you guys like Hillary?
I didn't say. Did you say? Do you like Hillary? You said, is she going to be our next president? I said no.
It's hers to lose, right?
I don't know. I think her time has actually already come and passed. I think she's too late. If it had been 2 years ago, she would have been the candidate. I don't think she will be anymore. I think we'll find somebody else.
Rand Paul.
No. We don't. There is nobody good to run on either party at this point.
Ted Cruz. How the hell can you
no.
He's a Canadian.
Yeah, good. And then you know, maybe Chris Christie. You know, we could run him.
We could tear down the wall, man.
Wheel him up to the podium.
Get that forklift. All right, guys, come on. What do you guys want to talk about? We got politics. We got water. Her who shall not be named.
There you go. I think it's she. Is it her or she? I think it'd be she.
Who shall not be named.
I don't know.
Oh, now that you're here, Bunto, you still do those interviews, right?
I still do.
Okay, because there's someone that said he might be interested in doing an interview with you.
Oh, who, please? You?
No. Well, later.
Heartbreak. Okay, who wants to do an interview with Bunto?
Thick Shades?
Thick
Oh,
Shades.
I know Thick Shades.
Lovely voice. Okay, what do you guys think of Thick Shades? Interesting person? Hello? Chirp,
Thick
chirp.
Shades.
Yeah.
I talked to him like one-on-one
much with
in
him.
a hangout
Yeah.
once.
What about
I
Panda
wasn't-
the Evangelist? There
I wasn't even sure I was even talking to him because he's using a different account.
Okay, people have told me what they like about. Yeah, please, thank you. What they like about the Bunto interviews is that I ask people what they're about, and they tell me their personal tidbits. That's what they enjoy about my
Exactly.
interviews.
Wow. Okay.
So Dick Shades, he definitely is in the realm of the Christians. I did 4 in a row the other time. What do you think?
Well, I know. Wait a minute. I know what we could talk about instead of 6 Shades.
Oh.
How about the women of Google Plus? Let's
women of Google
There's
Plus.
only a few.
No, there's a lot. There's just not. I think there's a lot out there. I've seen a lot out there, but not common ones. There's some nice looking ones, at least the avatars.
Oh, their physical appearance or their actual substance?
We could talk about both. It doesn't matter to me.
Okay.
Plus calendar.
So we can talk about Nadia again. Okay, I like Michael Ann. I think she rocks.
Okay.
Definite alpha.
A real alpha, maybe, but.
Bunto, if you had to put Nadia in a pinup calendar, what month would she be?
Ooh.
Let me see, what month is it
January.
now?
January. Let's get it out of the way.
Right.
I don't want to have to think about it for 12 months till
The
December.
Nadia pinup calendar. Okay, I like Michael Ann. Who do you guys like?
For the pinup calendar, the Google pinup calendar.
No, you guys are all after their bodies and sex. I like their substance. Like you guys like Fiona or Annabelle.
No, oh, I know who I would put. Who's the girl with the cat, with the little black and white cat avatar? Haven't seen her in a while.
Rainbow.
No, she's a Christian.
Oh no.
Black and white cat avatar.
Yeah, she got a little house cat. Black and white cat's her avatar. She's been around for a long time. Well,
She's
a couple
in
years.
Nadia.
No,
Nadia?
no, she just turned 18 or 19, as a matter of fact.
my
She's a
God,
young
what a
girl,
child.
but she's real smart. I can't think of her name.
Who?
Well, if I could think of her name, I would tell you. I wouldn't need to think of her name anymore.
Okay,
Like that.
the best judge of women are the Italians. So Fabio, who's a hottie on G+.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I can tell you the lady which I like more in Hangouts. It's
Who's that?
Dee Diddle. Dee Diddle.
Oh, Dee, I love Dee. She's so funny. And Ramona's funny.
D?
D is very charming.
Oh, boy.
I like B also. B, very, very
B
nice.
is nice.
Yeah.
Ramona is very nice. I like Ramona. It's really funny.
McKay.
What about
I just, one couple of run-ins with
Erin
McKay.
McKay.
She's very-
Yeah, when she's not drinking, she's fun.
McKay, H.
Wow.
No.
we got
Well,
tons of
sometimes she gets drunk, and when she gets drunk, she just gets really loopy.
All the women drink.
That's all I meant.
Yeah, but come on. Okay.
I just meant, yeah, she kind of.
We can't forget our resident cook, Ermine.
Ermine? Oh, we forgot Ermine. Oh my God. Yeah, we did. See, I think there's a lot more women. We should start paying attention to this. We should have a circle
Seems
for
like there's
the women.
more women than usual lately.
If you're talking about smart women, I mean, you can forget Shanna.
Well, not that we're talking about just smart women, but hold on.
Smart women?
I actually do have circles.
Oh, Shanny for Christ. Yeah, I like her. She's real smart.
No.
Oh, Shanna.
Man.
Shanna.
What about Shanna Rocky? Yeah, Shanna Rocky. What about Eve?
That's what I
What
meant.
about
You
Eve?
Well, you
fucktards.
mentioned something about women drinking, and that's the first one.
Okay, we got Eve. What about Eve? And Tonya? Tanya is there. We forgot
She hasn't
Tanya.
been around. Where's Tanya been?
I don't know where she's been. You're right. She hasn't been around. Helena Handbasket. What about her?
Tanya. Where
And
are you,
Charlene. Charlene is another one that's
I
around.
We
don't
got
know, Charlie.
Char, Rome Beans. I like Char, Canadian.
Okay.
Rainbow.
XXID. I don't know her name. She just goes there. Melissa is another one.
Lyrical Orion. I mean, I know all the women.
Oh, what about Sullen Angel? She's a hottie.
I haven't seen her.
I'll
in a
say it
while.
out loud. Okay, Sullen, you
know
heard it
that.
here first. Sullen would be on my calendar. Absolutely. Sarah is another one. Is really pretty.
Sarah.
Sarah Rapp. Phoebe Lou. She's really cute.
That
Amy.
McKay
Amy
woman.
Farmer. Amy is the one with the black and white cat. That's who that is. Amy.
Don't know her.
You don't know Amy? Oh my God! And you guys are just
Why did this?
silly. What about Ilana, Ozzy's wife?
How about some of the
Ilana's hot.
new?
Some of these sound like porn names.
Yeah,
You
I-
like
anyone
from a list
new-
of women that you've
Excuse
accrued?
me. Excuse
What?
me about me.
You look pretty damn good, Rand.
I got-
This is Rand's sister. I'm Rand's sister.
I got
Me
two new women on my list: Catherine Rapicano and A State of Mind. Both really bright, really great women.
Okay, what do you guys like about the women here in the Great Debate community? That they're so smart?
I just like having women around. It's a different perspective.
Are you guys ever afraid of the women here in the Great Debate community?
No.
Oh yes, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Okay, tell us why, Saint, please.
Because they're cunningly lethal.
Oh, as long as they weren't linguists, I was okay.
A bunch of running the girls' track team joke. Okay, listen, they have positions and opinions that are quite substantial, and many men are impressed by their viewpoints.
By their substantialness, yes.
100% substantial. Everyone.
Okay, I think Fabio left to go whack off, but keeping on track. Oh, it froze on him. He's coming back.
Good.
Oh, okay. We were talking about women, and one just walked in. KM, welcome to the show.
Hello.
Welcome.
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 You know, we had to ask her because it could be Trollalin, so.
Trollalin.
Right. You know, we had the
Hey,
the
this
Patrick
isn't
clone
trolling,
thing was
this is
taken too
Trollalin.
far. Okay. And we just don't trust come to the room anymore.
Hey, I know who's hot on Google Plus. You know when you go to Hangouts on Air and they have that same picture, that same woman there at the top of the Hangouts on Air?
No.
When you click Hangouts on Air, it says Hangouts on Air and it's got this really pretty girl there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, her. Yeah, we gotta get her in the Hangout.
Oh yeah. Oh.
Okay, Kayla, are you there? Huh? Well, hi, Kayla. Okay, can you speak up just so we can make sure it's not Trollalin?
Who?
What is that?
It's Patrick. There you go.
No.
So, okay,
I'm Patrick 2-0.
Hey, there you go.
Oh,
I
okay.
like it. She's a hottie. Okay, you can stay.
Thank you.
okay, so the women of the great debate community, plenty of them. We want more, right? So
That's the
Yes.
yes.
well, whose mic is all creaky cracky?
We don't care if they're a woman.
We don't care. I don't care. I'm not very gender binary.
Gender binary?
You know, Nadia taught me that term, gender binary. Trying to go past it.
Would you guys pay for an all-woman hangout to watch a woman?
Oh,
hangout?
I'd watch it.
I had one. I had one once. I was the only guy in there, but I had an all-woman hangout, and we spent the night drunk at 3 in the morning talking about all of our sexual exploits. It was a wonderful hangout. I just listened for the most part, but it was very nice.
Did you tell the truth?
Carlton and his harem.
It was like Golden Girls.
I just listened to the ladies tell their stories. I just asked questions every now and then to get some detail.
How you went to that convent? Okay, let me think. Patrick is trying to do a new hangout where it's a science hangout where he will be attractive to people outside of the great debate community. We can do the same thing for women if we have like a women's issues hangout.
Are there any really pretty feminists?
Yes.
Women's issues. I think they're important to discuss. Anyone?
Nah.
They smell great. I know that.
I think if you have an issue that revolves around you being a woman, then you should discuss it with women.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not my issue. It doesn't affect me.
Well, we forgot who Bunto is.
It's not like a humanity issue. It's a women's issue. So women should, get together and solve the problem.
Okay, so we don't want to go gender binary in the great debate community, right? We just want it to be, a person. We want to go by individuals rather than what gender they are.
I'll do it.
We don't care about their gender. Their bra size. That's all we care about. We're looking for the big boom.
Okay, all right. Let me see.
The women that bring a lot to the table.
Okay, we want to bring in people to the great debate community, right? I mean, so how are we going to do that, gang? Science, the women's issues,
Post my picture on every hangout.
aquatics. What? How are we going to do it?
Aquatics. Ooh, like a mud wrestling, Jello wrestling. Atheist versus theist women, Jello wrestling.
Kayla tells us that she's pretty new to this community.
That to be one.
That's a good thing to have.
Oh, hi, Kayla. I didn't see you. Oh, hello. Only a week or so. Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay, Tommy, you've been having you've been having a lot of hangouts, correct? Have new people been coming in?
You all right there, Tommy?
Good morning, Tommy. Can't hear him because he's muted.
Relative is a relative term. Could you clarify the inquiry? Thank you.
All right, just new people, new faces coming into the Hangout.
Yes, there have been new faces coming into more than one Hangout hosted by your wannabe patron saint, Tommy of God.
Yeah, why did I keep getting muted back there? Was my mic getting feedback or something?
Okay. Any demographics to the new faces? Are they young, are they old, or all ages?
Yes, 100% wondrous and unpredictable. Mostly thinkers, freewheeling thinkers.
Thinkers?
Over 98%, yes.
Yep.
Yep.
I mean, anybody else throwing Hangouts with new people coming in?
If you guys know Jerry, he has new people coming sometimes.
I presume so.
Keefy, she's killing us.
Eric Bowman, he's new on the block.
All right, you like him?
Jerry Rose, if you know who that is.
No, okay. Jerry Rose is the Asian man with a lot of Bible verses.
That's him.
Okay.
He's a guitar player. He plays his guitar, and he
And
doesn't
has-
reprobate.
Yeah, fellow musicians.
He doesn't
And has-
reprobate in public. No.
And he had just had his fourth baby girl.
Congratulations. All right.
Rose.
I think our community is growing. Don't you think we should have a census of who's in it? Just finally take a roll call of all the people?
No.
Why not?
Have fun with that.
Waste of time.
You think that's a waste of time to know how big our community truly is?
Yeah.
For what reason?
Well, I could say, hey, I'm in a community with 5,000 people. That'd be pretty. Well, is there 5,000 people? I think there's more like maybe under 1,000.
Amazingly small.
Hey, Jim, how you doing? Okay, if I told you guys, I believe.
Hey-how! It's my
500
brother in Christ, Jesus.
500 people is the Great Debate Community.
Preacher.
Press. 500 people.
Well, hi, diddly ho, everybody. How we doing on this fine
Hi, Jim.
Howdy.
morning? Let us rejoice and be
That's how we do.
Howdy, diddly doodly.
Before we go into our
Howdy.
delusion,
Howdy.
if I
Oh,
told you all,
shoot.
Come on now, loosen up.
okay,
Sorry,
Jim,
Bunto.
Sorry.
okay, if there was 500 people in our community, would you be impressed?
Yes.
Depends.
I mean, don't you guys want to be a part of a big, vibrant community?
Amen.
Hopefully you're
Depends. It
living,
depends
hopefully
on
you're
who makes
living
up the
in one.
community, though.
Too late, we are.
There we go. Problem solved.
Come on, okay, Bro Joe, aren't you kind of proud that you're part of the Great Debate community? People know you.
I don't look at it that way.
You feel kind of blue, huh, Bro Joe? Why?
I don't feel blue.
Well,
Not
your
blue.
icon, your avatar's blue.
Yeah, I changed it this week.
I don't feel.
I changed my colors, pretty much like Kiz does.
Symbolic.
Oh my God. Fixation on kids. All right, listen. I would be very proud if we were in a community with 600 some people and we all like are pretty vibrant and things are happening. I mean, it's interesting. I mean, do you guys ever go a day without G+? Tell me.
Not since I fell in.
Yeah, not so far. Do you think we need like an AA group for G+ participants?
Perhaps.
Absolutely.
On the
We
wagon.
could do a hangout about it.
24/7 hangout. Yeah.
Oh, well. Okay, I'll tell you what. I'm going to go ahead and end the live portion of Hangout so we can just go off the charts off air. But I welcome you all. Have a good week and take care.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bunto.